Help me hit 7,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. I never imagined a simple joke could change the entire atmosphere of a room. I guess that's the problem with family gatherings. People think they know your limits until they don't. My name is Lila and I'm 34. I was sitting in my living room, holding a cup of coffee that had long since gone cold, while my younger sister Maya scrolled through her phone and my mother hummed something from the 90s. My husband Owen was nowhere in sight, probably stuck in the garage with his toolbox, pretending to fix things that weren't really broken. It was one of those lazy Sunday mornings where the sun streamed in just enough to make you feel guilty for doing absolutely nothing. I decided to lighten the mood, something I thought would earn a laugh or at least a roll of the eyes. You know, I said with the faintest smirk, if Owen ever left me, I'd probably get a new husband by next week. The words had barely left my mouth when I realized I had crossed an invisible line. I expected playful teasing, perhaps a raised eyebrow or a witty retort from my sister. But instead the room went silent. Every eye turned toward the hallway where Owen had been tinkering moments before. He stepped into the living room like a storm had just passed through. His expression unreadable. Usually he would laugh at my little jokes, even the bad ones, because humor was our glue. But this time something in his eyes had shifted. It wasn't anger exactly, it was sharp, precise, and it cut deeper than I expected. Lila, he said slowly, each syllable measured. You think I'm replaceable? I laughed nervously, trying to mask the sudden chill that ran down my spine. Of course not, silly. It was just a joke. But he didn't let me finish. A joke, he repeated, voice low, controlled. Do you think saying something like that is funny? Do you think our years together mean nothing to you? The words hung in the air, heavy and almost tangible. Maya and Mom exchanged uneasy glances. Mom's hands tightened around her mug, and Maya's eyes widened like she just witnessed a lightning strike inside our living room. It was as if the universe had pressed pause, forcing us all to absorb the weight of what had just been said. I felt my stomach knot. Owen was usually the calm one, the one who could dissolve tension with a well-timed grin or a soft shoulder squeeze. But this was different. I could see it in the way he stood, shoulders squared, hands clenched loosely at his sides. It wasn't just disappointment. It was hurt. And hurt from someone like Owen wasn't something that could be smoothed over with another smile or a quick apology. I didn't mean it like that, I stammered, my voice faltering. It was just. He raised a hand, stopping me mid-sentence. No, Lila. Listen. Every time you make these little jokes about leaving me or replacing me, it chips away at something I thought we had. Something real. Something solid. Do you even understand how that feels? I swallowed hard. My heart was pounding, and my fingers felt strangely cold as I clutched my coffee cup. I wanted to reach out to him, to close the distance between us with my words, with my touch, but the moment had already taken on a gravity that I wasn't prepared to navigate. You've always been playful, teasing, joking, but this, he continued, his voice steady, like a river flowing too fast to stop. This isn't playful. This isn't a joke. It's a reminder that maybe the person next to you isn't fully committed to being there, to truly seeing me, respecting me. And that's terrifying. I blinked, trying to steady my breathing. I could feel tears threatening to spill, but I refused to let them. Not yet. The room was quiet except for the faint hum of the refrigerator and the occasional creak from the wooden floors. I looked at Owen, and for the first time in years, I realized I wasn't looking at the man I thought I knew. I was looking at someone who had been holding so much back, someone whose calm had been the surface of a deeper ocean, now exposed in ripples of raw emotion. I wanted to speak, but nothing came out. I felt exposed, as if the joke I had meant to be harmless had peeled back a layer of him I hadn't seen before, and maybe never wanted to see. Mom cleared her throat softly, and Maya's hand found mine, squeezing it as if to anchor me to reality. Owen exhaled slowly, his eyes never leaving mine. I love you, Lila. I always have. But love isn't just words. It's attention. It's commitment. choosing each other every day. Do you get that? I nodded, though the weight of the moment made it hard to even raise my head. Understood. I truly did. But understanding and feeling are two different things, and I could already sense that the next hours, maybe even days, would be a reckoning. He didn't yell. He didn't storm out. He didn't slam anything. He simply turned and walked out to the garage, leaving the room suspended in silence, leaving me with a taste of my own thoughtlessness, and the cold realization that one careless joke could reveal truths no one is ready to face. I stayed on the couch long after Owen left, tracing the rim of my coffee cup, trying to make sense of what had just happened. The room felt smaller somehow, as if the air itself had shifted. Maya finally broke the silence, whispering, "Lila, I've never seen him like that before." "I know," I said softly, my voice barely audible. "Neither have I." For the next few hours, the house felt almost empty, though everyone was still in it. I wandered from the kitchen to the hallway, to the small nook where Owen liked to read, feeling as if I was walking through someone else's world. A world where every careless word had consequences, where humor could suddenly become a mirror reflecting uncomfortable truths. Eventually, Owen returned, not angry, not yelling, just quiet. He didn't sit with me at first. Instead, he leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, watching me. "Can we talk?" he asked finally. I nodded, my throat tight, and gestured for him to come closer. He sat down, careful, deliberate, not too close, not too distant. There was a tension between us now, a thin line of fragile understanding. "I want to explain," I began, trying to find the right words. "It was just a joke. I didn't mean to hurt you. I love you, and I know I mess up sometimes, but—" My voice trailed off as I saw the shadow of doubt in his eyes. Owen shook his head slightly, not in frustration, but in a quiet way that made my chest ache. "It's not just the joke, Lila. It's the pattern. The little things that add up. The moments where I wonder if you see me, really see me, or if I'm just background noise in your life." I felt a lump form in my throat. The truth of his words cut deeper than any argument ever had. Every small tease, every playful remark I had made about replacing him, about not taking our life seriously, suddenly felt heavy, almost cruel. I hadn't meant it that way, but intent doesn't erase impact. I get it now," I whispered. "I see how it looks. I didn't realize." My voice cracked, and I took a deep breath. "I didn't realize how much it hurt you." Owen's gaze softened just a fraction, though the tension in the room didn't fully lift. "I'm not saying we can't move past this," he said slowly. "I'm saying that love isn't just about saying, 'I love you.' It's about showing it every day in ways that actually matter. And sometimes, it's about knowing when a joke is really a warning." The weight of his words sank in. I remembered the small moments over the years, the times I had brushed off his concerns, laughed at things that were serious to him, taken for granted the quiet effort he put into making our lives run smoothly. I felt a pang of guilt so sharp it made my chest tighten. "I promise," I said finally, my voice steadier. "I'll do better. I'll be more mindful, more present. I don't want to take what we have for granted anymore." Owen studied me, his expression unreadable for a moment. Then slowly he nodded. "Good. That's all I needed to hear. Not perfection, just awareness. Just effort." We sat in silence after that, letting the weight of our conversation settle. It wasn't an instant fix. I knew that. Trust and understanding weren't rebuilt in a single hour. But there was a subtle shift, a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, we could navigate this together. Later that evening, as we prepared dinner side by side, the tension began to ease. We laughed quietly over burnt toast and mismatched spices, the kind of laughter that's soft, cautious, but real. I reached for his hand, and he didn't pull away. He just held it, gently, a reminder that connection wasn't about grand gestures. It was about presence, consistency, and respect. That night, when we finally went to bed, I felt a strange mix of relief and humility. I understood that humor could be dangerous when used carelessly, that words could wound deeper than actions, and that love required constant, conscious effort. Owen slept beside me, quiet and steady, and I realized I had learned one of the most important lessons of my life. Never underestimate the power of your words, and never take the people who matter most for granted. In the morning, I brewed 2 cups of coffee, carefully placing one on his nightstand. Owen stirred, glanced at me, and smiled. A small, genuine smile that made my heart skip. "Morning," he murmured. "Morning," I replied, feeling the weight of yesterday's tension lift, replaced by something lighter, something more fragile but real. The understanding that relationships aren't just about love. They're about respect, attentiveness, and knowing when even a harmless joke can carry a truth you're not ready to face. As we sat together, coffee in hand, I thought about how easily laughter can mask truths we're afraid to confront. And I promised myself silently that I would never let a careless word threaten the trust, love, and respect we had built together. That day, our laughter returned, slower, softer, but steady. A gentle rhythm that promised growth, awareness, and the quiet strength of a love that had survived a small storm, stronger for having faced it.